Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day 3 of our May 2024 release. And so here is so I'm going to be using the Make a Splash Nomi stamp set and the outline dies, that's brand new. I'm also using the embellishment cluster dies, that's brand new, and our mermaid silhouette stencil, that's brand new, along with our scallop slider topper. I'm also using the Under the Sea 6-inch pad and the Seaside Summer 12-inch pad from Doodlebug. So I ink blended this background on the May 2024 release and review, and I used Distress Oxide inks in Prize Ribbon, Villainous Potion, and I actually used Picked Raspberry, not Kitsch Flamingo. That was a boo-boo that when I grabbed that one to show you. But like I said, you could watch me ink blend those at the end of the release and review video. The Mermaid Silhouette Stencil is the freebie for this month's release. You have to spend at least $50 while supplies last. There's all sorts of rules. Check those out over at the Jaded Blossom store, and you can get this at. Okay, so I'm just adding my background to some paper tray ink white cardstock, and I'm going to cut both of them out using this scallop slider topper die. There we go. And then I'm going to make kind of a frame to go on the front of my card. Just going to stick those together with some ATG tape. And then, so the idea is that my ink blended background is going to be at 2 levels. So I cut out this framed piece and I add that to my card front. And then I will pop up the center piece, lining it up with the pattern and just to add some dimension. So I'm sticking down these 2 pieces together just so it makes it, gives it a little bit of weight. I'm going to trim off an 1/8 of an inch from every side, and then that will keep things centered, and it will be now 4 by 5 1/4 inches on an A2 size card front. And I'm just using my Fiskars trimmer here. I have a guillotine trimmer as well, but I like to use this one when it comes to doing something like that, just because I can see those, the small cuts easily. So I'm going to add this little framed piece to my card base. And I'll just be using some Bearly Art glue and my reverse tweezers to try and keep my fingers clean, as clean as I can get them anyway. And I'm going to line that up on my A2 size card front. And you can't tell, but I glued this upside down. So I end up cutting the front of my card off and adding it to another card base because, I didn't show it to you, but these are the mistakes Leanne makes. Okay, so I do weight that down and glue it down. Now I'm going to add my, this little cutout part, the scallop slider topper. I cut it out in white paper tray ink cardstock again, and I'm going to layer those 2 things up, because that way the pattern paper will be a little bit thicker and easier to pop up. I'm going to add another piece to the empty spot that I cut the pattern paper from, right? That scalloped empty, like I'm trying to fill in this empty spot just to give it a little bit more dimension. So I'm just going to line that piece up. The nice thing about these, the topper dies from Jaded Blossom, you could use them for a treat topper, or you can just use them for a fun card design. Okay, so then on the inside, I'm adding a 1-inch strip of paper from Doodlebug's Under the Sea 6-inch pad. It's just got some kind of mermaids on there and sea critters. And I'll just trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors. And then, so that will be on the inside. Then I'm pulling out this little grouping, and that I put together on the Gnome Dies Mermaid Add-ons assembly video. So you can check that out. I'll be using that on the front of the card base. And if you want to watch me put that together, watch that video. I also put together that little conch shell there from that same video. So, check that out if you'd like. So I am pulling out this foam tape that I have no idea where I got it from. I did find it in my craft room when I was reorganizing. So I thought I might as well go ahead and use it. I'm thinking it might have been from Close to My Heart back in the day, but honestly, who knows? Isn't that the way when you're cleaning your craft room, you find all sorts of stuff? It's like, oh, I didn't know I had this. Or sometimes it's the other way. Sometimes you're looking for something that you can't find for the life of you. and you're sure that you bought that type of paper, but then now you start to second guess yourself. Maybe I didn't buy it. Maybe I wanted to buy it and I didn't buy it. You know, it just drives you crazy. So I'm just lining up this little cutout piece, and then that just gives it a little bit of dimension and fun. I add on this little grouping of seaweed with some glue, and then I'm going to add a sentiment here, and that is from the brand new Make a Splash Nomi stamp set and outline dies. That's Versafine Clair Nocturne ink stamped onto paper tray ink white cardstock. And I'm going to pop that up with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. So it says, have a mermazing birthday, which is fun. Just trying to figure out where I'm going to line everything up. Remember, everything that I used is always listed on my blog post, so you can check that out as well. So I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put this. I'm going to put it up a little higher. There we go. So it's not fun. Now I have this cute little conch shell that I put together on that Gnome Dies Mermaid Add-ons assembly. That was cut from American Crafts Christmas Shimmer cardstock in white. Just adding that to my little grouping. And I'm going to take an R11 Copic marker and add some pink to the inside, like a corally color. You know, like conch shells kind of have that pearly coral color on the inside. Okay, so next I am using Jaded Blossom's brand new embellishment cluster dies, and I'm going to add some white hearts. And that was cut from Stardream Metallic Crystal cardstock that I got from cutcardstock.com actually. There we go. Now I'm pulling up my glossy accents, and I'll be adding some of these clear round droplets from Studio Katia to my card front. Remember, when you add glossy accents on top of Distress Oxide ink, it can sort of change the color a bit. So you'll notice that behind these little droplets, they go kind of purple, which is kind of fun. Doesn't bother me. On other items without the Distress Oxide ink, you see that they just stay clear, but they kind of go purpley, in front of the Distress Oxide ink, which is fun. Okay, so next we're going to add some odds and ends from the Seaside Summer odds and ends package. So I'll be adding on these little waves, and then I've got this little clamshell and a little fish, and then I've got a puffer fish. Shockingly enough, when I was doing this video, my son was in Japan and actually ate puffer fish, even though I told him not to have that. He told me after he ate it, just, which I'm kind of glad about, because honestly, I would have been worried about it. It's like, but why would he listen to me? I don't know. He's a man. He doesn't have to listen to me about stuff like that. But, it's risky. I don't know why you want to do stuff like that, but, what can I say? This is my kid. Gotta love him. And there we go. So now on the inside, I'm going to add some Secure White Jelly Roll pen and a number 10 to these little odds and ends, just to add a little something. Make it look a little, highlight things. I just think it looks fun. And there is the card. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, Be Inspired by the Team, the Jaded Blossom store, to get your hands on these amazing products. And thank you as always for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Make sure you come back again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.